Alright, it's time for another tag video here on Drew's Book Reviews. I was tagged by Andrew's Wizardly Reads. It's time for the Discworld book tag coming right up here on Drew's Book Reviews. Alright, it's time for a book tag. I haven't done one of these in quite a while, so we're going to talk about the Discworld book tag, or at least it feels like it's been quite a while since I've done a book tag. Maybe it wasn't that long ago. I don't know. Anyway, I'm here doing the Discworld book tag. I was tagged by Andrew's Wizardly Reads. I will link his video on this down below. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Andrew's Wizardly Reads. It's a great channel, and I know I'm certainly enjoying his channel. He's got some great content there, and of course, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel here as well if you like this type of content. And as always, you could also follow me on my Discord, which I'll have linked below, as well as my Bookstagram. Also, you can check out the Wizardly Duo Discord, which I'll link below. That is a Discord hosted by Andrew's Wizardly Reads and Nico's Book Reviews. Both are great channels, so definitely check that out below. I'll put that link down below. Alright, let's talk about Discworld. Definitely one of my favorite well, it's not ongoing, the series is complete, but still one of my favorite fantasy series out there. It is absolutely an hilarious book series. If you haven't read it, read Discworld. I am telling you to read Discworld because it's hilarious and you need to do it. Alright, let's get into the Discworld book tag. This will be a fun one as a fan of Discworld. Alright, so prompt number 1, The Witches. What is your favorite story where the so-called odd folk is far kinder than the normal folk? For this one, I picked The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, because let's face it, Arthur Dent's house was being demolished by the normal folk. In the meantime, his alien buddy Ford Prefect, which of course Arthur didn't know was an alien, he was just like this oddball person that he hung out with Arthur all the time, rescues him from certain doom and destruction, whisking him away off planet where Arthur Dent finds himself getting mixed up with all kinds of crazy people like Ford Prefect, Zaphod Beeblebrox, Marvin the Depressed Android, and all kinds of crazy oddball folk, but you know, they become his friends and a good group to hang out with and just have fun with. So that is my pick for the Witches prompt, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Definitely one of my favorite science fiction reads of all time. So definitely, if you haven't read The Hitchhiker's Galaxy, you definitely need to read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It really is a great, fun, entertaining read. Alright, prompt number 2, The City Watch. Your favorite police procedural or sleuthing story where the hero or heroes creates nearly as much drama as the villains. Well, for this, I had to go with The Dresden Files. Harry Dresden, magical wizard for hire, paranormal investigator in the streets of Chicago. Boy, does he get himself mixed up in all kinds of trouble, and he is definitely just as good as creating the drama as the drama he gets to investigating. Working with the Chicago Police Department, he is investigating all kinds of paranormal monsters, from fairies to vampires to werewolves to all kinds of crazy, intense stuff dealing with the wizards of the world and their laws, and just nuts. Crazy stuff going on in these books. There's too many to hold up for the camera, so this is the first one in this series, Stormfront, but Dresden Files is just a fantastic, entertaining book series, and I highly recommend it. It's got its humor in it, it's got its adventure, its action, its drama, everything about the Dresden Files is just fantastic, and definitely the best urban fantasy that I have ever read personally, in my humble opinion. So that is my pick for prompt number 2. Alright, moving on to prompt number 3, Death. What is your favorite story that moves away from painting death as life's ultimate villain? For this one, I picked Dune. The reason I picked Dune is because death definitely is part of life in Dune, but it is not the ultimate villain. It is not the one thing that ultimately leads to the destruction of humanity, but rather the ultimate villain of humanity is humanity itself, and that is just a theme that I absolutely love within the Dune universe in these books. It's politics, it's intrigue, moving on throughout the series to things like God Emperor Dune and Dune Messiah and all that kind of stuff, where several of the characters within this series, they kind of have the memories of past lives within them, and so there's this concept that death is not the end. It is only part of the natural cycle of life, but death is not the ultimate enemy. It is, in fact, ourselves. becomes the ultimate enemy of humanity. And that is just something that is a fascinating concept that I love built within this universe. So definitely I would put Dune for this prompt. Also, another fantastic book series. If you haven't read Dune, I highly recommend it again. Fantastic. Absolutely love this series of books for Dune. All right, prompt number 4. Moist von Lipwig. What is your favorite story featuring the ultimate anti-hero? For this one, I chose Ender's Game. Another science fiction. It seems like a lot of these picks are science fiction for me, but another science fiction book series with the ultimate anti-hero. Now, spoiler warning, if you don't want to get spoiled on this book, then by all means feel free to skip ahead. But Ender's Game, ultimate anti-hero, Ender Wiggin, who in what he believes to be doing is saving humanity, ends up committing a mass genocide of an alien species, which for me definitely fits the criteria for the ultimate anti-hero. And I thought this was done so well. This is one of my favorite science fiction reads of all time. Ender's Game, absolutely love it. I'll always have fond memories of this book. I was reading it when I was like, I don't know, 14 or 15, I think was the first time I read this book. But definitely I think that fits the criteria for ultimate anti-hero. Prompt number 5. Rincewind, The Wizards. What is your favorite story featuring an eccentric academics or academic institutions? For this, I picked the Sword of Truth series by Terry Goodkind because when I think eccentric old wizard or academic type person, I think Zedekis Zolzarander, who effectively becomes a teacher to Richard Rahl and his mentor. So I figured that qualifies as academic in this, but definitely when I think eccentric old wizard teacher figure, definitely Zedekis Zolzarander from the Sword of Truth series comes to mind. There's some great scenes with Zed in this, and just every time I think Zedekis Zolzarander, I think crazy old chicken man. You kind of have to read to understand that, but I absolutely love his character, and definitely he comes across as eccentric to me easily. So that is my pick for that particular prompt. All right, moving on to prompt number 6. Tiffany, Aching and the Knack-Mack Feagles. What is your favorite coming-of-age story? So for that, I had to pick Kaladin Stormblessed story from the Stormlight Archive. One of my absolute favorite all-time fantasy book series ever. And I definitely see that as a coming-of-age story because definitely his story, we get a lot of flashbacks back to when he was a youth, being recruited into the army, how he got involved in the military, his experiences there, and where it led him to come to the person he is today throughout this series. So definitely I would say Kaladin Stormblessed has got to be one of my favorite coming-of-age stories. It is a fantastic arc for this character, one of my all-time favorites. I absolutely love this character arc for Kaladin Stormblessed from the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, storylines of all time. Now, of course, that is my humble opinion, but I absolutely love Brandon Sanderson and the Cosmere, which if you watch this channel, you probably already knew that, but yeah, definitely that fits the prompt for me 100% without hesitation. All right, and the last prompt, number 7, Discworld. What story has some of the best world building elements that you could think of? Well, I'm just going to cheat with this one because it's the Discworld prompt and the Discworld tag, and I'm going to say Discworld. Discworld has some of the best story elements that are the best world building that I've read in any fantasy series. I absolutely love. There's so many different places within Discworld. There's so many different story types. We got the witches, we got death, we got the wizards, we got the watch. There's so many different stories within the Discworld world and so many different places where those stories take place. And I absolutely love the Discworld. And that is going to be my answer to the prompt. Best world building. Discworld. How could it be different for this one? Maybe it's cheating, but you know what? I don't care. That's my answer to that one. And then finally, tag some friends. Well, honestly, I don't know who's done this and who hasn't done this. So I'm just going to say, if you haven't done this, do the tag. I'd love to see that. And you don't at me or something if you do this video with this tag. I'd love to see that, and I'll put it on my watch list. But thank you so much for watching. Definitely I have a lot of fun doing these tags. They're definitely some fun videos for sure. And thank you so much for watching. And, you know, as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And, of course, follow me on the Discord, follow me on the Bookstagram. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, until next time, keep on reading. Bye!